Welcome. So let's share. How was your experience the last week? Who's got some questions or shares? Have you been practicing? Have you not been practicing? What's been going on for you in the last week? How has your meditation practice been? Who would like to start?
I'll start.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, mine's been consistent, which is good. I've been doing it every day. I trialled it in the mornings when I wake up.
Right.
And I actually find that a lot better than doing it nighttime before bed, which is really good.
In what way is it better?
I find it just sets me up better for the day. I'm a bit more focused.
Yeah, brilliant. Yes, love hearing that. That's great. Awesome. Who else would like to share? Helen, how's your practice been?
Well, I only got the recording this morning, so yeah. So I had a go at it, went through everything that you had on the recording, and yeah, loved it. But as I said, I found the last bit a little bit difficult to get into and relax with. Yeah, but the mantras and the yoga breathing, I really found great. Yeah, so. But the other bit, like you say, it needs a lot of practice, or, for me, it needs a lot of practice, yeah.
Yes, it's very interesting. And in a way, it actually links up with what we're going to talk about today is we're not really often used to being our unconscious self-talk is actually not generally not very loving to ourselves, So when we do a loving kindness meditation, it's like, what's going on? Our brain is just kind of doing somersaults with it. But it's lovely. It's lovely to realize that, we need to develop, or we can, if we want to develop that loving kindness, that self-compassion for ourselves. But thank you for sharing that, because it's absolutely 100% true. It is difficult. Anyone else like to share? Leanne, lovely to see you here.
Hi. I missed last week, sorry. So I don't know what you covered, but I have been doing the stuff from week 1, maybe not twice a day, but once a day. And that's been helping me wind down before bed, actually, which has been useful.
That is excellent. Thank you for sharing. Love hearing that. Angela, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
I, before sleep, try to do the breathing, but I found that I can do breathe in better than breathe out. I don't know why.
Aha. So the bedtime works better for you?
Yeah, I think it's good. After I do the breathing, I can sleep lighter.
Yes, you sleep better. Yes. Yes, excellent. It does. It relaxes the body, it calms the mind, it balances the nervous system. So it does all of those wonderful things. I'm just going to put my headset in because I've got the aircon on and it's really loud. I can't hear you all very well. So can you hear the background noise here in my room?
I can't.
Okay, let's see if this makes it easier for me. All right. Aaron has said, I have been doing breathing before sleep. I've had the flu as well. Last night it helped me sleep when I wasn't feeling tired. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Aaron. Awesome. So today our focus is all around the mind and finding peace of mind. I think everyone would love more of that in this world. So let's begin with a quote, a powerful quote. So what I'm going to do now, because of the recording, I need to minimize all of your beautiful faces, which means I can't see you. So please use the chat from now on, because otherwise the slides get covered. So the quote for today, always love a good quote, from Viktor Frankl. He was a psychiatrist who was caught up in the Holocaust, in Adolf Hitler's Holocaust. He was Jewish, when Adolf Hitler was around, so that didn't bode well for him. And he was sent to the concentration camps, to Auschwitz, spent 3 years there. His wife died there. They lost their children. Like, you can't even imagine how horrendous it would have been. And being a psychiatrist, he tried to help the other prisoners there. And he wrote about it in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. And one of the many incredible things he said was, between stimulus and response, so between a trigger, between something happening, like a guard yelling at them or some injustice being done, and the response, whether it be anger or withdrawal or whatever, there is space. And it is in that space that we have the power to choose our response. And our response, and in our response lies our growth and our freedom. So even though they were so imprisoned and all their human rights taken away from them, he knew that real freedom ultimately lies within our mind. And if he can give that hope to his fellow prisoners, we can take something from that as well. I think you would all agree. So how do we increase that space in our minds between the triggers and our responses? That's what we're going to practice today. So we are going to do a new breathing technique, building on, every week builds on the previous week. So building on the Viloma breathing, the complete yoga breath, we're going to be doing Viloma breathing. We've got a new mantra today going into the Indian Sanskrit language, and where all these mantras originally came from. And we're using a beautiful mantra, which is pronounced Gauranga. Then that's going to segue perfectly into our mindfulness meditation. We're then going to talk more about the mind, understanding our mind. What is this very powerful computer in our head, and how do we control it? And then finishing with a lovely guided deep peace meditation. So let's get into it. We're going to begin with the breathing. We're going to start with our breath, go into the Gauranga mantra, into the mindfulness. So the mantra that we're going to use today, Gauranga, it means the golden one, golden light, golden energy, golden personality. So we're breaking it down into 4 syllables: Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. And we're going to say it with our breath. So we're going to breathe in for 4. And then on the out breath, we're going to say it in one continuous sound. Go, ra, ga. So I'm going to take you through that when we get to it, but we're going to do the Viloma breath first. So we'll come back to that. So let's begin with our breathing. So as many of you stated today, how the breathing has really relaxed you and calmed you and cleared your mind. And last week you were all a bit daisy from it. You're bit of a daisy bunch. But this week it should already be a little bit more familiar. It's just because it's new, right? It's sort of using the lungs and filling the lungs in a way that we don't normally do in day to day. We don't normally use the full capacity of our lungs. So let's see what happens today. All right, let's begin with the Viloma breath. So I want you to settle back. Remember the seated positions that you can. If you're in a chair, like I'm in a chair, so I'm going to have my feet flat on the floor, or you may be sitting cross-legged. You may be propped up. Your back might be propped up with cushions so that it is straight but comfortable. And now, excuse me. So now I would like you just to close your eyes and start just breathing deeply. We'll work on structuring the breath in a moment, but first just take some lovely, slow, deep breaths. Good. I can smell my neighbours cooking, and it's meat, and I don't eat meat, so I don't really like that smell. But anyway, I will be thinking of flowers and some lovely, nice smells, fresh grass, to think of something different when I breathe deeply. So I'd like you now, let's connect with our breath. Place your hands on your belly and just breathe into the belly. Nice, deep breaths in, focusing the energy down to the belly. I focus the breath into the belly so that the belly expands with the inhalation. Yes, this is the correct yoga breath. Often we suck everything in on the inhalation and lift our shoulders. That's actually not the correct way to breathe. And that actually can stress out the nervous system. So we want to slow it all down and expand on the inhalation and allow everything to gently contract on the exhalation. So focusing on the belly. Good. Now place the hands under the rib cage in the what we call the solar plexus area. When we do chakras, we'll do chakras next week, actually. It's one of my favorite guided meditations is the chakra meditation. So it's that soft area under the rib cage above the belly button. Just breathe into that space now, focusing on expanding that mid chest area under the rib cage. So the air is filling the lungs, pressing down on the diaphragm, and it is the expansion of the diaphragm that expands the midsection and the belly. Good. Now bring the hands up to the collarbones. And again, this is the top part of the lung, so it should be the last thing that fills up. So when we take the deep breath in, the belly fills and the rib cage fills, and then just the top of the collarbones fill up. You may feel a move, or maybe not yet. Maybe the lungs have got some expanding to do. That's okay. Just shoot that breath up to the top of your lungs. Fill the lungs completely to the very top. And exhale. Good. So we've identified the 3 sections of the breath. And in the complete yoga breath, we join them all together like a wave. So let's do that, a couple of those before we do the Viloma breath. So you can spread your hands out, place one hand that covers the top half of your chest, and the other hand covers the mid and lower part of your chest. And we're going to join that breath together like a gentle Mexican wave. So we breathe down into the belly, then the rib cage expands, then the upper chest expands, fill it up to the top, pause, exhale, upper chest, exhale, mid-range, exhale, belly. Next breath, gentle wave, belly, mid, upper chest, pause, exhale, upper chest, mid chest, belly. So you should feel this gentle expansion of the belly, midsection, upper chest on the inhalation. Exhale, release, upper chest, mid chest, belly. Good. Let's do one more. Belly, mid, upper chest, pause, release, upper chest, mid chest, belly. Relax. Good. Okay, so I hope that was already a little bit easier this week. Pop in the chat if that was or not. Let me know. Now we're going to learn the Viloma breath. It is another type of yoga breath. There are many types of breathing techniques in yoga. It is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. Pranayama, it's called. Pranayama. I'll put it better than last week. Excellent. So pranayama. Prana means breath, energy, life energy. A bit easier this week. Yeah, see, it improves quickly. Yes. So that's great to hear. So pranayama. So there are many, many different styles of breathing. We're just doing a couple, a new one each week. So this now is the Viloma breath. What you do is, first of all, you take a full deep breath all the way up, filling the lungs to the very top in a one smooth inhalation. Then you pause at the top. Then you release just the top third and you pause. You release the second third and you pause. You release the lower third, pause. Then you inhale all the way up to the top in one smooth inhalation, pause, release the top third, pause, release the middle third, pause, release the lower third, pause. Okay, so we'll do it together 3 times and then we'll reverse it in the other direction. So let's get ready. You can place your hands again on your chest if that feels good. I kind of like it. It focuses me on my breath. All right, so are you ready? 1 long, slow inhalation from the belly all the way up to the top of the lungs and pause. Release the top third, pause. Release the middle third, pause. Release the lower third, pause. Good. 1 long, slow inhalation all the way up to the top. Fill the lungs to the brim, pause. Release the top third, pause. Release the middle third, pause. Release the lower third, pause. 1 long, slow inhalation all the way up to the top, pause. Release the top third, pause. Release the middle third, pause. Release the lower third, pause, and relax. Well done. That is your first go at Viloma breathing. How did you go? Pop it in the chat before we go in the other direction. Tell me how that was. I so wish we were all in the same room together. Loved it. Awesome. Found it easier than the yoga breath. Cool. Brilliant. Okay. Let's reverse it now. So this time we breathe in. A bit hard to know where a third was, but I got better at it. Yes, it is. It's completely however you divide your breath into 3s. Leanne, whatever a third means to you and your breath, that is correct. So this time we're going to breathe into the belly and pause, breathe into the middle chest and pause, breathe into the top of the chest and pause. Then go 1 slow, even long exhalation all the way out. Okay, so let's give it a go, shall we? So this time, are you ready? And place your hands in position. All right, so breathe in the lower third, pause. Breathe in the midsection, pause. Breathe in your upper chest and pause. And 1 long, slow, even exhalation all the way out. Well done. Let's do that again. Breathe in the belly, pause. Breathe in the mid-chest and pause. Breathe in the upper chest, pause. And 1 long, slow, even exhalation all the way out. Last time. Breathe in the lower third, pause. Breathe in the middle third, pause. Breathe in the upper third, pause, and one long, slow, easy exhalation all the way out. And relax. Well done. So you probably will feel now that it's like when you go back to breathe normally, that's like, wow, there's all this space in there. Like my lungs have increased their capacity, right? So that is the purpose of doing that. The more that lovely slow intake of air, the control of the air in and out, all of this balances our nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, all of these elements of our nervous system that either are in fight or flight or freeze mode, or maybe they're too lethargic. We want to bring it into balance. And that's what the pranayama does. So pop in the chat. How did that go? And now we're moving into this lovely Gauranga breathing. Another way, harder to reverse, yes. So we will practice. We'll do it again next week. Already next week, it'll be so much easier. And if you get to practice during the week, definitely felt the space afterwards. Love it. Would this best for relaxing or focus? Both, Luke. Good question. It really is both, because the inhalations are wonderful for focusing and the exhalations are wonderful for relaxing. So when we are, because when to be actually in study, like research has been done that people actually don't learn that well when they're stressed out of their mind. They actually learn when they're relaxed. So the more relaxed and in control you are, the more naturally focused you are. Your mind won't be racing around. It will be slower. It will be stiller, and you'll be able to focus longer while keeping that lovely, balanced, relaxed state. Yes, it's just more pranayama for you, Luke. All right, so now let's move into the Gauranga breath. Okay, are you ready? So repeat after me. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Gaur, now I'm going to put it all together. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Okay, so different to last week where we were saying the I am love mantra, and it wasn't in sync with our breath. It was, we were muttering it, repeating it. But with this one, Gauranga, we're going to sync it with our breath. So what we're going to do is we breathe in for the count of 4, just nice big breath, doesn't need to be specifically complete yoga breath, just bringing the breath in for count of 4, filling the lungs up. And then on the exhalation, we say the mantra in the 4 syllables in the exhalation. Then we breathe in for 4 and then say the mantra out loud. So I'll count 4 for the first time, once or twice, and then I won't. I'll just be silent and I'll just be saying the Gauranga mantra. Now, you're all there safely in your own home, so no one can hear you, at least on this call. I definitely can't hear you. I wish I could. So if you want to go slower than me or faster than me, because everyone's breath capacity is different, by all means, just do it at your own pace. But I will keep a pace that you can follow if that works for you. Okay? So I will begin, and actually I'll put the timer on. We'll do it for a good minute so that you get a nice sense of it. So this is one where that lovely sound vibration, as we mentioned briefly last week, mantras they have an effect on the mind. Right? These mantras have come down through the yoga tradition from yoga master to yoga master for millennia, right? Thousands of years. And the reason they're used and they still exist today is because they have a potency, they have a relaxing effect on the mind. So this one is really for you when you're doing it. It's not about perfection of the count or anything. It's just letting that sound vibration resonate through your body, through your mind, right? Particularly the mind, because today we're talking about peace of mind. All right. So really, this is a very, actually, it is a beautiful group activity, but today it's a very personal experience for you. So I'm going to put the timer on for a couple of minutes and I will begin and you follow me when you're ready. Okay, let's go. Breathing in for 4. 3. Go. 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 And that was 2 minutes. So now, without any interruption, let's settle in to our mindfulness meditation. Hear the mantra resonating in your mind still. And just settle in for 5 minutes of mindfulness. Following the breath, its inhalation, its exhalation. All that we need to focus on is our wonderful life-giving breath. Whenever you notice your mind has wandered off into thought, gently, lovingly, with a big smile on your face, bring your focus back to your wonderful breath. I'll be quiet now. I'll talk to you again in a few minutes. Gently and lovingly keep your focus on your breath, enjoying the expansiveness that comes from your mindfulness practice. And you have it. A lovely active meditation practice. Please put in the chat, how do you feel? We did some complete yoga breathing. We did the Viloma breathing. We did the Gauranga breathing. And we did 5 minutes of mindfulness. Please pop in the chat. How do you feel spending that time in active meditation? Helen, I feel heavy and relaxed. You have a good night's sleep tonight, Helen. How's everyone else feeling? Relaxed and tired. 5 minutes mindful medication. You probably mean meditation. Hard to concentrate at the beginning. Very relaxing, something to sleep. I feel calmer than before the session, but feel relaxed afterwards. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, very relaxing. And it just shows too, I mean, it's the end of the day. Your bodies and your minds are tired and they are seeking, telling you, giving you a nudge that they want to rest. So let's continue. Before we go into the deep peace meditation, let's just talk a little bit about our monkey minds, right? The Buddhists call our mind the monkey mind, right? The mind jumping around all over the place, not a new thing. The Buddhists have been saying it for thousands of years, right? We all have ADHD these days. It probably is not a new thing. Everyone has it. So I love this. What the hell is that? Oh, just my mind, right? So our minds, they're very powerful, aren't they? And the neuroscience shows us that the average mind has approximately 70,000 thoughts a day. You imagine if you saw 70,000 thoughts written out, right, in front of you, and you imagine thinking all of that every day. That in itself sounds exhausting, doesn't it? And we do it every single day. And here's the bad news. Neuroscience says that around 80% of our thoughts, of these 70,000 thoughts, are actually negative. So it comes with the packaging, right? So in some ways, it's like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have negative thoughts and negative thinking and negative self-talk and judgy and critical and all those things, right? We all have that because it comes with the wiring, right? It's the brain comes like that. 70,000 thoughts a day, 80% negative. And to make matters worse, at least 90% of our thoughts are repeated. That means that all the thoughts that you have thought today, 90% of them, you've already thought them all before. And all the thoughts you thought yesterday, you've already thought them before. So we're just going round and round and round, thinking the same old thoughts, most of them trashy, right? Let's be real. Most of our thoughts are pretty trashy. And that's going on day in, day out, right? No wonder we get exhausted and stressed. Okay. So what do we do about it? The good thing is, and that's why the 8 limbs of yoga, there's all these processes for us to learn to tame this wild beast in our head called our mind. So what we experience through regular practice of mindfulness meditation, I was at Atomic Habits. Was that just this week? No, it must be last week now. And, it's the same science, right? To develop a habit, you must do it every single day. And mindfulness meditation is exactly the same, okay? So when we do a little bit every single day and we start to feel the benefits of the mindfulness, we begin to experience that yourself, that you are different from your mind, that the trigger and the response, you start to become very conscious of the space between those two. For most people, they are unconscious that there is any space between what triggers them and their responses, but actually there is space. And with mindfulness, we expand that space so that it's almost like you see those superpower movies, the superheroes, where there's the ones that can slow down time and they're watching a bullet come at them and it's like really slow. It's like that. We can do that with mindfulness meditation, maybe not with bullets, but with our responses to triggers. Next is that we can learn to let go of destructive, negative emotions, desires, feelings, and thoughts, right? Because 80% of our thoughts, we are wired for them to be negative, right? Very destructive. And we need to manage them. We need to take control, right? The important lesson in meditation is that you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions, okay? Who here has ever changed their mind, right? Who did the changing? You did, yes? We were thinking one thing and then we go, I don't want to think about that. I'm going to think about something else. And we, separate from the mind, change our mind and move it into a different direction. So with mindfulness practice, this becomes easier and faster and more automatic. We start to wire new neural pathways to have our thinking more positive and more what's the opposite of destructive? More constructive. So also we experience increased freedom. And there's that beautiful quote again, in the space between stimulus and response, you have choice and responsibility. Yes, we're adults. We need to be responsible for our reactions. And we can do that. It becomes much easier. We can take the reins of our crazy minds with meditation. And we can discover how to live in the present moment rather than brooding about the past or worrying about the future, right? The only power we have is in now, the power of now, Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. So we have this ability in this moment to choose our thoughts and therefore choose our reactions. The past has already happened. We can't change it. We've got to let it go and decide, well, what can I do about that today, right? What can I do to move forward? I can't go back and change the past, but I can make choices now, which is going to improve the future. And we don't know what the future holds, so there's no point stressing out about it. All we need to do is focus on today and now, this moment, because it is what you do in this moment that actually creates your future. So if you spend this precious present moment just stressing about things that haven't even happened, how can you create a beautiful future? You need to use this time to create the positive thoughts, which lead to the positive emotions, which lead to the positive actions, so that you have that positive future. So we actually have so much power in our thoughts, and the power is in this moment now. So there is this wonderful quote from scripture. Some of you may have heard of the Bhagavad Gita. It's a very famous scripture in India. And it says about how our mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. The quote says, "You must elevate yourself by your own mind, not degrade yourself. The mind can be your best friend or your enemy. For a person who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, their very mind will be their greatest enemy." Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verses 5 to 6. The greatest enemy, right? I see people, right? In my work as a coach and a therapist, I see people tormented with their mind. Suicidal feelings, depression, anxiety, cannot move forward, catatonic, focusing on the past, and even physical sickness coming from their very, very negative thoughts. So that is the end of the spectrum that we don't want to be on. But with some concerted effort, we can have our mind as our best friend, where we wake up feeling happy, we feel peaceful, we feel positive, we feel optimistic, excited about our future, excited about the day, in control of our emotions, enjoying the interactions we have with our loved ones and with people that we meet through our work, making wonderful plans for the future, feeling that life is full of unlimited possibility. We can all feel that every day. Every human has that birthright to feel wonderfully positive, but it takes a bit of effort, right? So, and it's not like it's, hours and hours of meditation every day, just a little bit, yeah? Just a little bit. Decide on how much you want to start with and do it every single day and gradually increase as feels right for you. I love this quote from the ancient Upanishads, which is another scripture from India. "Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." Yes, or your reality. So where does your destiny actually begin? With your thoughts. What is going on in your head? Those 70,000 thoughts a day. And when they're out of control, it's like a battlefield in there. And with meditation, you can get your thoughts dancing in formation, right? You can get them doing like synchronized swimmers. You can get your thoughts actually behaving and doing what you want to do, having the life that you want to have. So the choice is yours, just takes a little bit of daily effort in your meditation practice. So what we have to realize too is that our thoughts are downstream from the content that we ingest. So we have to, if we want to start changing our thoughts to be more positive, we got to realize that we're taking the world in through our 5 senses, right? So if we're playing, and I'm not saying, that, oh, you can never play violent video games. I'm not saying anything, right? You all do whatever you want to do. But I'm just sort of giving generalized examples, right? So, if we're watching horror movies all the time, playing violent video games, watching pornography, eating junk food, spending time with really toxic, negative people. If we're doing that a lot, that is what we are ingesting. That is what is our thoughts are going to be responding to what we're taking in through our senses, right? So we just want to balance that out a bit. We want to bring in some time in nature, some positive audio, podcasts or YouTube videos on personal development, professional development, eat nourishing food, listen to uplifting music or sounds that make you feel peaceful. Have like, they call it like sleep hygiene, right? I find that word a little bit odd, but that lovely winding down, having really calm, positive influences to in your mind while you're going to sleep. So these are some of the things that you have complete control of to bring more inner peace into your life, more peace of mind. So now you get to relax completely and enjoy a lovely deep peace meditation, which includes a nice silent witness meditation where you're going to watch your thoughts as a silent witness. Any questions or comments, pop them in the chat. So we're going to say these words now so that you can already start thinking about them. And if you have any questions or comments, pop them in the chat. So you think to yourself that I am the silent witness of my thoughts. I make no effort to think, but thoughts come automatically. I am watching the thoughts flow through my mind, but I am aloof from them. I am the silent witness of my mind's activities. So I'm going to incorporate that into your guided meditation. So everyone get super comfortable. You can lie down, maybe prop yourself up if you think you're going to fall asleep. And relax. There's nothing you need to do but relax. Just listen to the sound of my voice and enjoy this lovely deep peace meditation. All right. So I'm just going to speak generally, not knowing what position you're seated or lying down in, but just give the shoulders a little wriggle. So, and feel them like just moving down so the neck has a bit more space. If you're lying down, you can rotate the head from side to side and then find the center point for your head to relax. Just tuck the chin in just slightly. And then feel the arms relaxing down the sides of your body. They may be in your lap or they may be by your sides, whatever is appropriate and comfortable for you. And just take some lovely deep breaths. Breathing in, feel the mind clear. Breathing out, feel the body relax. And again, breathing in, feel the mind clear. And breathing out, feel the body relax. Good. And now we'll start focusing on individual parts of the body, beginning with your feet. And as you focus on specific parts of your body, you may find that they begin to feel warmer and more relaxed, or cooler and relaxed. Whatever you're feeling is correct. So draw your feet forward and back, and then relax them. And imagine that your feet are like the roots of your body, drawing awareness from the ground up into the rest of your body. And now gently shake your legs and relax. Allow this awareness to spread up through your ankles, your lower legs, and into your thighs. And just relax them. The thighs are the biggest muscle group in the body, so just let them all relax and enjoy that relaxed, warm feeling flowing through your legs. And experience how your legs feel. Do they feel heavier and looser than normal, or maybe lighter and a little bit tingly? Just be aware of how your legs feel. And now slowly let your awareness spread further up into the hips and move them gently, adjusting them so they're completely comfortable and relaxed. Many people find that they hold much of their tension in these areas. So spend a little extra time allowing these parts of your body to relax and loosen. Let the energy and awareness move through them, releasing any tightness. And when it feels right, draw this energy and awareness to the base of your spine. Take your time, and if there are any tense muscles there, relax them back. Relax that lower part of your back. And focus this awareness from the tailbone up through the curvature of your spine, all the way up your spine, vertebra by vertebra, till you get to the top of your spine, which is just about an inch below that knuckle-like bump in the back of your skull. And now release and ease the muscles around the spine. Feel the whole spine softening, loosening, and relaxing. And now relax that base of the skull, that area around the neck. You can be very tight there. So just allow the neck to soften and relax. Spending the time there, releasing and relaxing any tension in the neck. And now bringing your focus to your shoulders. And gently move your shoulders into different positions until they feel in sync with the rest of your posture. You may find that you need to now readjust the position of your shoulders to remain comfortable now that your spine has relaxed and softened. Good. Feel that relaxation all the way from your neck, down the shoulders, down the spine. Your whole back soft and relaxed. And now jiggle your arms and relax them. And draw your awareness down your arms, past the elbows, past the forearms, in through the wrists and into your hands. And draw your awareness into each finger, relaxing and softening them. And notice, do your fingers make any slight movements on their own as they're releasing their energy and relaxing? Good. Now move your awareness back up to your throat and release any tension that you may be holding there. And move that awareness further up into your face and feel the warmth of your awareness relax every facial muscle. And notice how sensitive your face is. Feel the air against your skin and enjoy that feeling now. And now bring your attention once again to your wonderful life-giving breath. Enjoy the inhalation and feel how it rejuvenates every cell in your body. And enjoy the lovely, relaxing outward breath, relaxing and softening the entire body. Become aware of how your body is breathing automatically. Simply observe it in a detached way and say to yourself, I am watching my body breathe. I am the silent witness to my body. Observe the inhalation of your body. Observe the exhalation of the body. Observe your whole body resting there. And notice how you can feel quite separate from it, still within the body, but a different consciousness to the relaxed nature of the body. Now, watch your mind and become aware of the thoughts coming and going. Just watch them like a silent witness, not placing any emphasis on any particular thought. Just let it come and let it go, like clouds in the sky, floating before you, taking shape, and then dissipating before your very eyes. Become the silent witness. Observe the passing parade of thoughts and any emotions that are there with them. Notice that you are the silent witness of your thoughts. You are separate from your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You make no effort to think, but thoughts come automatically, and you watch the thoughts flow through your mind, aloof from them, a silent witness of your mind's activities. And imagine yourself sitting on the bank of a stream, simply watching the stream flow before your eyes, watching the stream of thoughts flow through your eyes. Experience that you are the viewer of them. You are not the stream yourself. Don't go with the stream. Stay grounded on the bank by the side of the stream. Detach yourself. Become undisturbed by the different thoughts and feelings passing through your mind. Through this meditation, you can experience that you are not the mind or the thoughts or the desires that are there in the mind. You are yourself, different, separate from the mind. You have the space between the thought, between the stimulus and this response. You have space to choose how you wish to respond. And in that space is growth and freedom. Now, becoming aware of your inhalation again. Breathe in, bring the prana in pranayama, bring that energy back into your body with your inhalation. Become aware of yourself in your room and become aware of waking your body up. Give your fingers and toes a little wriggle. Stretching your body from the top of your fingers, stretch them over your head, down to the tips of your toes. And then if you're lying down or if it's suitable, you can give your knees a hug. And if you're lying down, roll over onto your side, away. Generally, we roll onto the right side, away from our heart in your yoga practice. And then coming into a seated position. And open your eyes. So, how do you feel? Let's see all your beautiful faces now. So let's just quickly, we've gone a little over time. I hope you've enjoyed today's session as we've gone through an active practice. You did a new breath, a Valoma breath, a new mantra. We practiced our mindfulness. We talked about the mind. What's the main thing you gain from the discussion, or if we wish it was a discussion, but with me talking and you listening, what have you learnt about your mind today? Let's share. Helen, let's hear.
I found that it was very insightful. Like, you could separate those thoughts and have some space, from, and not feel those thoughts, those bad thoughts all the time. So that's something you can work towards, which I think is just amazing. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to practicing that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Helen. And Angela.
I just, just like I wake up.
Good. What did you learn about your mind today?
I like that our mind can be our friend if we do something good. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. We'd prefer it to be our friend than our enemy. Thank you, Angela. Aaron popped in the chat, feeling calm, ready for bed. Thanks, Sonia. Positive thinking is power, and meditation can lead to control of those positive thoughts. Beautiful. And then he had to run. Leanne, my dear, what did you gain?
There was a stat on how many of your thoughts are negative, and it was like 90%? And it's so high. But I think that's a good inspiration for doing this work and getting back into it.
Yeah.
To manage that. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Leanne. And Luke.
I think I'm with Leanne. Like, it's a pretty crazy stat to have. And I mean, today particularly, we've got our BNI meeting today, so it's an early start. And then you don't realize sometimes just how fatigued you can be. So like today I did a bit of like a 5-minute meditation around probably, I think it's maybe 10 o'clock. And yeah, how quickly you really feel more fresh. It's, really, really good. So I think for me, it's, I did that, just reminding myself that even though maybe I feel okay, I could probably just still, put some meditation in place rather than just thinking, okay, I'm just going to push through.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like we have this tool and it works when we use it. And like you say, as soon as you do give yourself 5 minutes, you feel fresher. So it's this wonderful tool that's with you 24/7, and you can just pull it out and use it when you have a moment. Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we're talking about our relationship with our body, and we've got a beautiful chakra meditation to go through. So I can't wait to see you next week. I'll send out the recording and everything tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thanks, Sonia. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Good night,
Thanks, Helen. Thanks heaps. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.